Your life is going to be miserable if you don't take the time, try and understand people on a deeper level. There's actually very little difference between who we were now and who we were 10,000 years ago. When you have success, it goes to your head and you think you're absolutely wonderful. Appearances don't matter. People create the appearance that they want you to see. If you understand human nature, the whole thing kind of illuminates and you're able to see people for who they are. You're able to see yourself for who you are. You make much better decisions in life. People are tricky. People are not easy. Learning a math problem or coding, that's kind of easy and simple and linear. People are not linear. People are weird. They're difficult. They never say what they really think about you. Robert, I love your book. It's wonderful, but really they're thinking, God, what a sellout. I don't really know. You never know what they're thinking. You never know what they're up to. It's tricky. It's deceptive. And it can drive you crazy. And if you enter the world 22, 23, they never teach you these things, and you enter the work world, and it's all political and people have their egos and they're all trying to get this or that, or you can take it personally and get very upset and you can get emotional and it can ruin your life. So I want you to think of understanding people as a skill as necessary as learning business, as learning coding, as learning algorithms, learning anything in life. And the only way you're going to learn about people is by interacting with them. If you're too virtual, if you're doing everything on your phone, you're not interacting with people, you're not going out and meeting them, you're not being social, that skill will atrophy. It's like a muscle you have to develop. And so you have to get to this point where I want to understand people. I want to read them. I want to be able to know what's going on and not be so lost. So the first thing is to realize, to get down on your hands and knees and go, I don't understand people. They're mystery to me. They cause me problems. Now you can take the next step. And the next step is you have to observe people. And the problem that most of us face is, quite honestly, we're more interested in ourselves than we are in other people. I make the point in my book, Human Nature, Laws of Human Nature, that we are all self-centered. We are all narcissists to some extent. We want to hear about ourselves. We love it when people talk about us. Other people, we don't think they're as interesting as us, but actually, other people are much more interesting than you are. Your thoughts are going round and round in circles, the same boring ideas. People are weird, they're strange. They have different experiences than you. They come from different cultures. Feel like you want to get inside people, you want to understand their stories, you're interested in them. And then use your imagination. And then be very attentive to people's nonverbal cues. But the most important thing about understanding human nature is that appearances don't matter. People create the appearance that they want you to see. So don't take the appearance people present to you at face value. Look behind the mask. You know, as I said, you're a social animal. So at some point, however old you are, you're going to get a job. And you're going to be dealing with 5, 6, 20, 100, 200 strangers, right? And if you don't understand them, if you're not interested in them, if you don't know what's really going on in their mind, you're going to be doing stupid things. You're going to be making mistakes. You don't realize that everyone has an ego and that you're going to be stepping on their toes and making them upset. Your life is going to be miserable if you don't take the time to try and understand people on a deeper level. And once you do try and understand them, once you understand that people present a front that's not reality, then you kick into another gear and you go, I'm going to try and figure them out. Now, you can't always figure people out. They're complex. I don't really know what's going on in your mind right now. I can't read it. But I can sense your mood. I can sense how you feel. I don't know your thoughts, but I can sense if you're kind of hostile, if you're open and interested. So you want to develop this interest in other people. You want to see it as a skill and you want to observe them. And in my book, Laws of Human Nature, I explain 18 kind of facets, traits that humans have had for thousands of years. And I kind of take you through it step by step, just to give you one example. So I don't want to take up all the time here. I have a chapter on envy. Envy is an incredibly important thing to understand. Everybody feels it. I feel it. Even Elon Musk feels it. The most powerful people in the world feel it. It's so ingrained in human nature. And what it is we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. That's how our brains work. Our brains work by comparing things. So if I'm on social media and I see people are traveling to Tahiti, they've got these wonderful families, they're married to this beautiful woman, I'm feeling envy, damn it. Even I'll feel envy, right? I feel it. Ryan Holiday,
Yeah.
my former mentee, he's far more successful than I am. I can feel envy for Ryan, We're all prone to it. And I want to show you where it comes from, how you feel it, how you can overcome that feeling and turn it into something productive. So understanding human nature is also about understanding and identifying toxic people before you let them into your life and they ruin you. One of the things I talk in the book about how to use your envy is if there are people who have things that you wish you had but don't have, then use that as a spur, as something to stimulate you to get what they have, to become successful. When you don't understand human nature, when you don't understand the human animal, it's like you're operating in the dark, you're groping around in darkness, you're tripping, you're falling, you're making all kinds of mistakes. But if you understand human nature, the whole thing kind of illuminates and you're able to see people for who they are, you're able to see yourself for who you are, you make much better decisions in life, okay? So there are two sides to the laws of human nature. You can't ignore one side or the other because if you do, it won't have any value. The first side is yourself. You have to look inward. You have to be willing to introspect. You have to be willing to face some of the issues and things that you're not good at, some of your own problems, some of the bad elements in your character. And you'll notice that there are 18 laws in the laws of human nature. They cover various different aspects of human behavior: envy, aggression, narcissism, short-sightedness, our shadow, our dark side, grandiosity, conformity, the whole slew of the 18 deadly human sins that we all have. Your tendency will be, I don't really have those. No. What's Robert talking about? I don't feel envy. I'm not an aggressive person. You know, I'm not a narcissist. No, that's that person, my friend that I know. He or she, they're a narcissist. Okay, no, sorry. We all come from the same origins. We are all evolved from the same human ancestors. Our brains are wired the same way. Yes, some people are more aggressive than others, no doubt. Yes, some people are more prone to envy than others, of course. Yes, there are people out there who are deep, deep narcissists. We all know that. But you have those qualities as well. You can't not, because we're all cut from the same cloth. You have it. Maybe it's less obvious, maybe it's more repressed, but it's in you, okay? The laws of human nature is stop pointing fingers outside and look at yourself and recognize that you have these qualities, that you have a dark side, that you can be short-sighted, that when you have success, it goes to your head and you think you're absolutely wonderful. That you are a conformist. You conform to what other people are thinking and doing. I'm sorry, I do that. Everybody does that. Even the most powerful people in the world have all of these traits. Some of the powerful people have it even worse. Some of the greatest narcissists among us are those with a lot of power, okay? I want you to look inside. I want you to take that telescope and turn it around and look inside of yourself and recognize it. It's not to beat yourself up. It's not to say, I'm a terrible person. Oh, I'm just awful. I'm so sorry. I don't even know why I exist. No, it's to give you the power, once you recognize these qualities, to change them because they're causing you problems. If you have narcissism and it's a little worse than other people, it's making you say and do things that you're going to regret. It's lessening your options in life. It's narrowing your ability to maneuver in the world because you're always repeating the same problems over and over and over again. It's called compulsive behavior. When you don't recognize these traits in you, you have compulsive behavior. You repeat them over and over and over again. So it's not to beat yourself up, it's to recognize that yes, I, Robert Greene, I feel envy towards people. All right, I recognize it. Now what can I do to change that? Well, in each chapter I discuss that, okay? It gives you the power to change yourself. And I have a quote in there from the writer Chekhov saying, you cannot begin to change yourself unless you know who you are, okay? So if you don't know who you are and yet you want to become a better person, it's hopeless because you're not willing to look at yourself. So look at yourself deeply. It's painful, but it's incredibly productive. The second half of the laws of human nature is the outward look. It's seeing into other people. Okay, once you understand that you have these qualities, and you can begin by looking at other people, it doesn't matter, but you have to do these two sides. You look at other people and you see these qualities in them. You don't look at them for what you want to see. So a lot of the problems that you have in life is, for instance, somebody who's a narcissist, they're very good at charming you. It's saying, oh, you're so wonderful, love, they like you, they give you attention. You're drawn into their world, and then they proceed to use you. Then they proceed to hurt you. Or you hire somebody because they have a charming, pleasing exterior, and they're incompetent, they're stupid, they're lazy. You didn't see that. You have problems because you don't see clearly into the people around you. You don't see their own dark qualities, okay? The second half is you look at people divorced from your emotions, divorced from your projections, divorced from what you want to see them. You look at them in the real light of who they are. It's not to make you paranoid. It's not to make you misanthropic or hate people. It just makes you able to make better decisions in life, to see the toxic people out there. I believe 5% of the people you deal with are genuinely toxic. I just pull that number out of where, but that's what my evidence is. Okay? You're dealing with them all the time. But toxic people don't go around with a little neon sign saying, I'm toxic, I have a lot of envy, I'm a narcissist. They disguise it, okay? The ability to recognize, to say that person has a toxic personality. I'm not gonna get in a relationship with them. Do you realize how much drama and how much pain that will simply save you in life? I can't emphasize it enough. Not involving yourself with one nasty person in your life can save you years of trauma, years of therapy. So I want you to be able to look at people in this dispassionate light and analyze them through the 18 laws of human nature. We all come from the same source. We all share the same nature. Our brains are wired pretty much the same. There's actually very little difference between who we were now and who we were 10,000 years ago. So if we all come from the same source, we all have the same flaws and the same propensities. We all have aggressive tendencies. We all tend to be self-absorbed. I pound this fact into your stupid little brain over and over again in the book. I don't let you try and wriggle out and say, oh no, it's not me, I'm not like it, it's the other guy. No, you are a narcissist. You are self-absorbed. Some people are much bigger narcissists than you are, granted, but you share that trait. And the only way out of that trap is to become aware. And once you become aware, it does sort of change how you look at yourself and how you think of other people. You are less judgmental about them. An exercise you can do is you go up to somebody from an angle where they can't see you coming up to them, and you surprise them. You go, hey Mike, whatever. They turn. For that second, their expression reveals how they really think about you. If you can pick up micro expressions, and you can, they're only like 1/150th of a second, but they're there. You can express it and they smile. You can see the little disdain in their eyes. Then the mask comes on. Or you're talking to them, they're looking at you, but their feet are facing in an opposite direction. That means that they're dying to get away from you. These are signals that you don't necessarily pay attention to. Their posture will tell you everything about their levels of confidence. The fake smile, if you can just master the ability to detect the fake smile, it will go wonders for you, because you're able to see what you really want to do is to see the person with a genuine smile, particularly in romantic relationships. Someone whose face lights up, a real smile lights your whole face up. It just doesn't light your mouth. These parts of your face go up, your eyes get alive, and it means that someone genuinely likes you. They're genuinely interested in you. They're genuinely laughing or connecting to you. Man, if you can see that, it'll help you so much in the romantic realm, and it'll help you get away from those toxic people that are continually faking interest in you. Because a narcissist, a toxic person, thrives by deceiving you with a charming, alluring front that makes you come into their world, and they can hurt you, then they can do something to you. So being able to see that they're not genuinely interested in you, that they're faking it, will help you avoid very toxic relationships. You're not paying attention. You're not really listening to people. You have these kind of simplified images of who they are. You kind of project onto them your own problems. You judge people as good or bad, friendly or unfriendly, and you have no insight or understanding of people. And the reason is that you're not really truly interested in other people. You're mostly interested in yourself and in your own ideas. And I want to change your perspective. I want to tell you, people are fascinating. People are weird. They're a lot weirder than you think they are. Even that guy who's just handing you your coffee in the morning every day, he's got issues. He's got traumas from his childhood. He's dealing with all sorts of stuff you can't even see.
If you could look into people's dreams, you would realize they're a lot weirder than you think. People are fascinating.